Hey everybody, welcome to Sunshine Acres. I'm Jason.
I'm Kara.
We are on Flashback Friday starting January and February of 2017. So we had just at that time come off of Clemson's first national champion. Well, it was their second overall, but first in a long time. So we got to watch their national championship game on a trip while we were skiing and snowmobiling in Idaho and Utah. So that was a big time. We're gonna start this video on the side of the barn because last video we talked about hanging the board and batten siding, and I made mention that it was easy.
I kind of had to disagree with that comment a little bit. I never did this before, and those boards were heavy. I got to hold them up. Well, he shot them in, and I'm not a huge person, so by the time we were done with that, I was pretty tired.
So I got to correct myself there. This was not easy, but I guess I was comparing it to the ends, the front and the back of the barn, which we got to in January and February 2017. So we'll take a look at those and kind of compare a little bit.
Those are definitely harder.
Okay, just to fill everybody in how we hang the board bat siding, these are 8-inch boards and 3-inch battens. Everything's rough sawn pine. So you can see here, there'll be an 8-inch board in there. You put those guys on first, and the philosophy behind this was it was all raw wood. It was green lumber, so you don't want to bind it into place. So when you hang this, you hang the boards first, and you put a single nail wherever you have a horizontal member. So what it does, it allows the board to expand and contract, and really just contract as moisture leaves it. So you got a single nail in your board, and you'll see in some of the pictures we ran all those boom, 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 put a spacer in between each one, and then you come back and put the 3-inch battens on top of them. And the same philosophy on those, just a single nail in the center because you want to bind it into place. So this has been up 4 years now. And I mean, a 3-inch batten, I mean, it's still right at 3. I mean, just a hair under. So I mean, they've shrunk a little bit, but for the most part, they've held their shape.
And ideally, they would be a little more dry when you hang them. But we had boards delivered that were still wet, and we were slapping them up there. So that's why they were a bit heavier than normal.
Yeah, they were definitely heavy.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a wuss. These ones are just these are green. But after the first side, I think the rest of them were dried out enough that they weren't nearly as hard to carry up and down the ladder.
Now they were long days, but essentially we did one side each weekend, boards and battens. Got everything hung. So we set up a saw station, and it was just you and me.
Like usual.
We got it done.
Like usual.
So we'll take you around to the back now and just kind of take a look at that, and then look at the front as well. You're live.
So we moved on to the back side next, and well, we have a 20-foot ladder to get up there approximately. So that was a little tricky, both of us up and down 2 ladders trying to hang those boards up top. And we had the moldy wood we told you about last time that we had covered with a tarp, and we didn't sticker it, so we used that on the back side because it's the least visible. But oddly enough, after a few years, it almost is gone. You can see some of the staining on the inside, but on the outside, to me, you don't notice it at all. Once it got the stain on it, you don't see it. You just see it a little bit on the inside of the barn. So that turned out to be a good call, not to waste that and get it up here.
So obviously we don't have 20-foot boards, but what we did is we broke it with a horizontal member here, and then we hang the low side, get up, hang the high side, and you should be able to see that in several of the pictures as we move through. We'll go inside and show you the inside of this elevation as well. So here's the inside of the back of the barn. You can see some of this discoloration, and that was, you know, the mold. We scraped everything off the best we could, but we kind of compromised a little bit because this material we had and we already paid for, so we kind of used what we could, and then we used the rest of it for outdoor structures and things like that you'll see in future videos. But I'll show you the front, inside front now. You can kind of see how that's a little cleaner. Yeah, so you can see the inside here of the front elevation. Yeah, you don't see any of that discoloration here at all. Speaking of national championships, there's the banner from this time frame as well. Go Tigers.
So this was the last side, finished the front side of the barn. By this time we pretty well knew what we were doing, so save the most visible side for last is a good rule of thumb. I think it turned out awesome. We didn't do those doors until later. That'll be on another video.
I think that's the next video, if I remember
should be the
correct.
next one. Awesome. So this is it. This was well, it wasn't stained at that point, but we were totally dried in at that point.
Oh, it was so cool at that time. I mean, you start putting walls up, and you can see in some of the pictures we're inside. We could be under shelter in the shade if need be. Obviously, it was January, February. It wasn't, so it was cold out, but it was so cool. And we were prepping for concrete too, so you can see in some of the pictures we were getting ready for the concrete to come in as well.
Yeah, did you show the water spigots that we had?
We did not. So we actually put in, to give a frame of reference, off the front of the barn. You can see the well house there, which obviously we built that later, but you saw the well in the last episode or two. And we put one spigot here and then one around that side, the back of the barn.
So that was real convenient to have structure and water both in the same location. Yeah. Well, signing off. Have a great day.
Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Click the subscribe button, click the like button, leave a comment. Glad you came. Thanks for visiting Sunshine Acres.
Bye.